How you doing? You're just like, you're exhausted. This has been a very long and busy day for Fancy.
She's been very good.
Oh, she always is. Yeah, she is always good. But this has been a very long day.
Say, Mama, I'm just ready to go home. And get some sleep.
Yeah. Oh, Voodoo. God by Godsmack. Yeah. Awesome song. Well, it's one of my favorites, you know.
We have a mobile on the cover of our magazine this week as a voodoo queen, like with 1 million followers, and she's setting up shop in downtown Mobile.
Ah! Have you ever seen the video to this song? You gotta check it out. It is so cool. You have a dancing Medusa, you know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it has snakes. I don't want to see it. I do run a pest control route. As long as I don't know about snakes.
It's pretty darn cool. All right. Sorry,
Oh, no,
didn't
you're
mean
fine.
to elbow you.
I'm living out of my car for the next 5 days. I should have grabbed you a jacket. I mean, I'm staying in motels, but everything, I just take what I need to the room.
Yeah.
I'm sure I had 3 extra jackets.
Breathing in. I'm coming back
Y'all know
again.
next year Halloween's on the Friday the 13th.
Ooh. So from. Oh. Halloween is when my godson got married.
Just like,
You finally got that?
yeah, I was like, wait, buddy.
Yeah.
That really worked last year in 2020 because I would be like, if you think 2020's bad, y'all, next year Halloween's on the Friday the 13th. They're like, we're not even getting out of our house. And then somebody's like, wait, that's not possible.
Yeah.
I gotcha. They're like, who invited this guy?
I was, like I said, my godson got married on Halloween because he missed being born on Halloween by 10 minutes. So he's like, well, if I.
About how Bayou Caddy was named, and of course those pesky ghost pirates. But first, the bayou itself was named back in the 1800s from a man who fought in the War of 1812. Back then, when you battled it out for the United States, you were given land for compensation. LaFontaine got to choose his land, so he got on the water in his small boat and traveled through the bayous until he found his little Oak Island. He brought with However, there are still many pirate ghosts to be had out on these very waters and in the nearby bay. So LaFontaine was a privateer and Lafitte was the pirate, and they used to run these back bayous together. Lafitte lived right past the Silver Slipper Casino. That's where the pirate house is, maybe a few miles off of Beach Boulevard. But over here, LaFontaine, with that ridge with a dangly tree, he lived on the other side of that ridge, because Bayou Caddy kind of goes back and forth. It goes all through here. And his sister moved here in 1813, a year later, right on that very ridge, her plantation. So coming up next, the Plew family moves to Bayou Caddy in 1813. And the story I'm about to tell you, you can find more information on it in the Hancock County Historical Society. So hold on tight. You might also want to take some pictures of the ridge as you're going, because you never know what you took on the way out here may be something entirely different on the way back. And yes, you are getting the very long extended tour, but we're being very cautious because it's very shallow tonight. Better to be safe than sorry. We don't want to become one of the ghosts, of course.
True.
Definitely not when I'm off the next 4 days. maybe Monday I wouldn't mind, but yeah.
Well, I work Tuesday, so you know.
I took vacation Monday so I can enjoy Sunday at Natchez.
Yeah. Must have let them through. Maybe they made the right offerings. If I could just stop yawning.
The groundskeeper. It is said the Plews were related to the LaFontaines. A year after Cadet LaFontaine brought his family to Bayou Caddy, the Plews also came from New Orleans. Mr. and Mrs. Plew had 9 children, so with all of them together, there were 11. The servants, and of course the groundskeeper. They built their plantation right on this very portion of the bayou, and it is said one fatal day, Mr. Plew killed the groundskeeper. Plew did not like the landscaping and the way the groundskeeper looked at his wife. So he gathered his men, chained the groundskeeper, and dumped him right here on this very portion of the bayou on the eve of the full moon, drowning him to his death. After the second full moon, the groundskeeper awoke in the murky waters as if the walking dead. He waited until dawn to make his move, and it was like any other day on the Plew plantation, and breakfast was being served. The groundskeeper came into the servants' entryway, met with his wife, one of the other servants, and helped her make the coffee. Nobody noticed anything out of sorts or the groundskeeper placing poison in the coffee about to be served up to the entire family. As the family of 11 sat down, coffee was poured at each seat, and all but the little girl drank the coffee that day. All within minutes, struggling, taking their last breath. Their souls are safe in the Bayou Caddy Cemetery, but the groundskeeper roams looking for others to come. Late at night, when you hear the slithering sound, or the sounds of the chains, that is only the groundskeeper, and he's coming for you, of course. Hibernation, coming out every fall and hunting for days. To sustain itself, the creeper needs to harvest organs from humans and use them to replace whatever happens to be failing inside its own body. So much death and torture on this bayou. The reptilians were the first to arrive. The alien species then created the Paleo-Indians, and the remnants can still be found on this very portion of the bayou. When man came, aliens retreated. The lizard-like creatures came back out, taking over organs of the humans, creating a humanoid species. And my friends, it is hatching season out on the bayou. Beware, the cocoons are hatching. And they're looking for organs. You're supposed to be scared and not laugh.
Well, I hope they don't grab my liver.
Do we not have a good liver?
Not today. 3 Dr. Peppers.
Yeah. When my mom died, she had said just shortly before, if I'd be an organ donor if they could find anything worth salvaging.
When she had texted earlier and said that it may not happen tonight because of the wind advisory, and I was sitting there drinking a Dr. Pepper at lunch, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this may be the highlight of my day right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no. It was.
It rained on us tonight.
Yeah.
At like
Yes.
7 o'clock.
Yeah.
It did.
Or
It did.
6:45.
I was like, no, please don't rain. I rebuke you, rain.
Ours are out now.
Oh, yeah. So they are.
Yep.
Very
We
cool.
got the best of both.
Yeah.
The Lost Girl. So there, now you know a little bit about the bayou before us this evening. For now, I want to leave this conversation to rest and take a look at the ridge right over there, straight ahead. I believe you could drive up to the ridge up to the 1970s. Anyhow, we are out on the bayou, and instead I want to talk about another ghost. For once she was flesh and blood, just like you and I. Now going forward in the timeline, we have talked about things long ago from the 1600s on. Tonight, I would like to zip up to the timeline to the 1960s. Those were the revolution days. Vietnam War was going on and women all across the United States were taking the lead. The hippie era was alive and well, and women were having the freedom to go and do like never before. It had become mainstream for every young teenager to own her own miniskirt. And it is said that this very bayou, right over there, straight ahead, has its own 60s child. That's right over there where the ridge is and to the left. There used to be something else there. It is said 3 young college men who played football from a neighboring state took advantage of Bonnie and decided to hang her in the water until she made no more noise. The story goes, when they thought they got the job done, they dumped her in the water, leaving one of the boys' letter jacket and of course Bonnie in the water to make course to the bottom of the bayou. However, she lay limp, still barely alive, and finally took her last breath drowning. She was so afraid and scared, and she still lies beneath these waters tonight. It has been said if you listen very carefully, you will still hear her say, Here I am, no one looked for me here, and I am so scared. I'm so cold and scared. No one looked for me here I am. To this day, the story goes her body has never been found, nor did the young men pay for their crimes. However, Bonnie has made mention that they didn't have a very good ending. As the creeper watched the young men take Bonnie below the waters of Bayou Caddy, legend has it that the men also met their demise, as he took them one by one to his chambers to be rejuvenated, pulling out their organs one by one. Back then, there was no one around to hear the screams, and their bodies were being torn out one by one. As the creeper finally found a set of eyes that he so needed, he then stuffed their bodies with reptilian juices far into the bayou where no man goes, webbed, awaiting, growing as a humanoid species. My friends, the creeper is here and he's out on the bayou and he's hunting for organs. Beware of the creeper.
Is that a cross over there?
Yes. Usually means somebody passed away or something. Hey, what? Do you know anything about the cross right there?
I do.
Yes,
It's the creeper, of course.
of course. Duh. Beepers, jeepers, creepers. Look at them eyes. Where to go there?
Yes, and that nice video you saw, you could also see the cross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My friends, thank you so much for coming out tonight. And I appreciate it very much coming to visit the Ghost Boat and giving us some collars for the dogs and spending some time with me on your Halloween season. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you.
cross on the way out.
Also, man.
Yes,
Very cool. Very cool. No, very cold. Very cold.
Very cold. Correct yourself.
Yeah.
Now we've got other things happening out on the bayou. We have Creepy Christmas, and by then we're going to be nice and screened in with a little fireplace going.
Ooh.
Fractured Fairy Tale of Santa Claus, and the Ringaroo out on the bayou, and many more stories.
Oh, you didn't tell about the
welcome to-
Ringaroo tonight.
Oh no, that's for Creepy Christmas only.
I love Ringaroo stories. Rougarou.
But I don't know if any of you have found my website, but it's mysticghostrides.com. I have all the stories on there.
Okay, good. All right.
And here we go again. Yeah, it looks like it did go down a little. Huh? Yeah.
Again.
Wind's dying down. Must be low tide.
I would definitely park where there's nothing obstructing our little area. You got this, Cap. I think Timmy left us. Captain's good though.
Yep. Yep. Okay. All right.
There aren't very many captains that can dock this bayou.
I believe that.
I believe that.
All right.
Well, this is extreme. This is like Christmas time. Hi! Hi, we've had horrible weather in the last 2 days, and it's kind of gotten the ghost boat in a weird, but I'm so glad you guys came out.
Well, thank you so
am.
much. Thank you.
Yes,
all
yes.
right.
Now hold on though. Let me get the flashlight because we've got all sorts of.
Okay, where's our garbage? Yeah.
Right here. What you got?
I got a key. And
Thank you, sir.
We got it?
Got it.
Thank you for your help.
Hang on. All right. You turn